Hi, Smart Western here. I'm Head of Geography at Hayesfield School. I'm going to talk to you today about studying GCSE Geography at Hayesfield and why it's a great course and one that hopefully a lot of you will choose to do and find really interesting and enjoyable. Um, so, first of all, why study geography? I think the main reason is it's such a relevant subject. It means you're studying things that are happening now, it's ever changing, it involves looking at real world situations and problems that are happening now and that will be continuing to happen into the future as well. And I think all of those things help make it a really interesting, rewarding subject to study. So we're looking a little bit more detail now at the content of the course. There are three main units within it: our natural world, people and society, and geographical exploration. Our natural world is physical geography basically. Includes looking at things like natural hazards, so earthquakes, volcanoes, tsunamis, tropical storms, ecosystems. The two key ones that we focus on are the tropical rainforest and polar environments, but we look at other ecosystems as well, how they work, their importance, how they're managed, changing climates, which looks at obviously the very pressing issue of climate change. For example, what's the evidence for climate change? What impacts is it likely to have on us in the future? How can we adapt to and deal with a warming climate? And then finally, distinctive landscapes, which is, I guess, your traditional physical geography, looking at coasts and rivers and those landscapes, the processes that produce them, but also how we use rivers and coasts and how we manage those too. So that's our natural world. Then there's people and society, which is all of the human geography topics. That includes looking at urban futures, which is about our urban environments, our towns and cities, and the challenges facing them in the future. How do we deal with inequality in cities? How do we provide good quality of life for people in cities? How do we make them sustainable? Also includes looking at development, so differences between rich and poor, how we compare the level of development in different countries, what we can do to further develop societies and improve people's quality of life. Resource reliance, which looks at key issues like food and water security, making sure that we've got enough energy, but also providing those really important things in a sustainable way. And then there's geographical exploration. This is a synoptic unit where we, instead of looking at those different ideas individually, we look at how they link together, and it's kind of higher order thinking. It's seeing, for example, how do ecosystems impact on development and vice versa. How does our urban environment affect the climate? And so it's looking at the links between the different things there. And it also involves an element of skills and decision making. So that's quite an interesting thing. Okay, moving on to how the course is assessed. There are three papers which correspond to the three main units. So the first paper, our natural world. So if you remember, that's all those physical geography topics like the natural hazards and the landscape and changing climates. That's 35% of the course. Paper 2, people and society, all those human geography topics such as urban futures, UK in the 21st century, resource reliance. That's the next 35%, and the final 30% is made up by the geographical exploration paper. And like I say, that's a synoptic unit which involves looking at questions which kind of cut across the different topics and how they link together. Normally involves an element of decision making, so you might be given a situation and different options and asked to make a decision as to what's the best way forward based on evidence. So really a different style of assessment to more traditional ones. All of those papers will include a mixture of different question types, so there'll be essay questions, but also short answer questions and skills-based questions, which might involve looking at information on graphs or from photographs and maps. There is no coursework, which is something I should point out, so it's all examined in those 3 papers. Skills that you require, there are lots and lots of skills in geography, and it's one of the things that makes it really interesting actually, is that we use lots of different information sources, we develop lots and lots of different skills. So that could be reading information from maps, graphs, satellite images, manipulating that, obviously field work, which is one of the things which is unique to geography, so actually getting outside, collecting and recording data and then analysing that. And hopefully that will be something that we continue to do again in the not too distant future. Other skills that are really important: describing patterns, but also analysis and evaluation and decision making. So really diverse. I think it helps keep it interesting actually, because there's lots of different ways of working. Your lessons will be different, they won't all be the same because we're working on different skills. And it's got the advantage that you're developing a good range of real-world skills that could be useful to you in the future as well. And that leads neatly really to the future pathways. Obviously, after doing GCSE geography, you may wish to do A-level. It's a really popular subject at A-level, and the A-level course is a really interesting, exciting course as well. And we get many students do that. It's a popular course. Obviously, degree level geography, or you could take that in a slightly different direction, look at environmental studies. The key thing, which I think I mentioned before, is that geography builds a really wide range of skills, and because of that you can apply it to so many different jobs and careers. And you know, just a selection of some of the ones there: things such as town planning, logistics, research, journalism, marketing. All of these things will require skills that you can develop through the study of geography. So really wide ranging, and if you're not sure what you want to do in the future, one of the things that you can be sure is that you will probably be picking up useful skills that you can apply in lots of different situations if you study geography at GCSE. Okay, enrichment opportunities. Obviously I've mentioned this before, fieldwork is a really important part of geography, so actually getting out in the real world, seeing you know, the theory that we talk about in the classroom in a real world location, collecting data and doing research. That's really important. In Enrichment Week we've offered some really exciting opportunities in geography. We've visited Iceland, we've visited Lanzarote in recent years to look at volcanoes and tectonic hazards and all kinds of interesting things. Amazing trips that students have really enjoyed. Other things a bit closer to home, lots and lots of things that you can do that are enriching, that support your study of geography, whether that be watching excellent documentaries or listening to podcasts, wider reading, using websites. Because it is such a topical, relevant subject, there's always lots and lots of things going on that you can use to help you and support your studies. Okay, looking to questions that people often ask. People often ask about coursework. I mentioned this already, there is no coursework in GCSE geography. People often want to know about fieldwork. Yes, absolutely, fieldwork is still a very important part of the course. We will be carrying out 2 different pieces of fieldwork, one urban piece of fieldwork in Bath and another coastal fieldwork in Dorset. Finally, I know a lot of you really love history and geography and find it difficult to choose. And if that's a difficult choice for you because you really enjoy those so much, it is a possibility to actually carry on with both. You can study history and geography. There is a degree to which actually the study of each can support the other. Lots of links between the two. So that's definitely something you can do if you're really keen on the humanities. And finally, just to remind you, my contact details, I'm Mr. Weston, my email address is there. If you want to know any more information about GCSE Geography, please speak to me or email me or your class teacher and ask them. Okay, well, I hope to see a lot of you studying GCSE Geography in the future. Thank you.